Hello, this is Maggie again, and this is the third video in a series, small little series I'm doing on how to do some basic knitting stitches. Using the same work, I've covered cast on and the basic knit stitch in previous videos. For this, now we're going to take it from a basic knit stitch to a stockinet stitch. Now, the knit stitch, you would have your work in the left hand side and your right hand needle is empty and you work from side to side and then you turn. Well, with the stockinet stitch, your work goes from needle to needle, but you do not turn it. So I just worked a row of row of knit stitches. To do a stockinet stitch is different. You go in through the back of the stitch, in through the back of the first stitch, wrap it around the back needle, which is your left needle at the moment, and then pull it through and off of your right needle, through the back, wrap it around the back needle, pull it through and off your right needle. Again, this is in at least my knitting videos. This is what it looks like when you're looking down at it when it's like this. When you're holding your work like this, this is what you should see. And this is what you should do. Go through the back side of the stitch, wrap it around that back needle, and then instead of your right tip never leaving your left hook, your left tip never leaving your right needle. Leave it on there as you pull it back and through, and then you pull that stitch off of your right hook. Through the back, wrap it around, pull it through, and then release it off of your back hook. And that is the stockinet stitch. Typically this is done for socks and stuff like that. It's actually a really simple stitch. And if you rotate, which I'll show you here in just a second, if you rotate from a knit stitch through the back and a knit stitch through the front, you will get the V-shaped pattern in most hand knitted like vests and shirts and anything else that you want, that you find that has that is made out of yarn but has that really neat little V-shaped pattern. This is, especially if it's a knitted, I'm sure there's a stitch for it in crochet too, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that. If it's a knitted object, this stitch, the stockinet stitch, drop the hook. If you drop a stitch, if you can get your needle right back into it before you pull on any of the work, it's fine. If not, I haven't figured out how to re-pick it back up, and I usually have to scrap it also. Just make sure you don't drop a stitch without first putting it through a knit or a stockinet or purl or anything like that. Otherwise, I'm sure there's videos out there that'll show you how to pick it up, but I'm not sure how to pick it up. And now my work is back where it should be and on the left side. Now we're just going to knit stitch like normal back across. If you are having trouble following me on how I'm doing the knit stitch, I do have a video where I slow it down and I take it up to the camera and do a zoom in on it for you if you aren't exactly sure how to do the knit stitch. So I'm just kind of rushing through this for video's sake for the stockinet stitch. And once you're done with that, pull your work down and you'll be able to see a cute little V-shape pattern. Let me use my lamp and give you a better, kind of brighter look at it. Right down in here, you'll see a little V, a little V, a little V. At least I hope you can with my webcam. It's kind of a little outdated. But that is the stockinet stitch.